Leading a life of consequence means making a difference, making a positive difference in whatever area of life you've chosen to focus your skills. So boarding schools do an amazing job of building those skills, like resilience, like bringing out the best in other people, like collaborating well. It's incredibly important for our community to have a space that allows those kids to develop in an amazing way.
One of the things that I think really distinguishes St. Mark's is the notion of intentionally small, thinking big. And a lot of the infrastructure and programs that we've put in place allow St. Mark's to do things that you can't find in schools much larger.
I care deeply that when we take on a project, we meet the AGE Quote AGE standard. We do it really, really well. And if you walk into that STEM center, if you go into the Center for Innovation in Teaching and Learning, if you go into the student resource room, if you go into the presentation room, you just know you're in a well-appointed space because it's absolute top quality in every way. And that's the model that I am determined to employ also in a residence hall.
What I love about residential learning is that it's not one-dimensional. It's not just about the classroom or the playing field. It's all blended together into one community that reflects back to the individual who they are. Not just who they are in the science lab or as a student or as a kicker on the football team or an a cappella singer, but who they are across that entire continuum. And that's where I think you really start to tell a story about character and support and opportunity.
Because St. Mark's is a small community, you have class with sixth formers, you have class with fifth formers, you're on the same sports teams. So I definitely had role models when I was younger, the captains of my sports and just people I'd see around the community doing things that I wanted to do. And that was kind of an invitation for me to do them. And if we weren't a school under one roof, I don't think the relationships would be as strong.
I'm also really proud of our athletic program because our coaches care deeply about skill development. They care deeply about kids coming together as a team. And what I love about the Coolidge Center is that facility is used by every single student here.
When you spend so much time with people, it allows you to have something more than just, oh, you go to the same school, or oh, you go to have the same classes. It's more of an opportunity for me to be able to be in the same dorm with people I don't know, and by the end of the year becoming some of my closest friends. It's really special to have that.
And so the multiple nature of the relationships that faculty members and students have allow the faculty member to really understand the student, allow that relationship between the faculty and the student to really develop in a trusting way.
People who have concerns want to continue the conversation. I'm happy to talk to people.
Every single day I wake up, I absolutely know for sure I'm gonna have a conversation that will linger well beyond the initial talk. It's thinking things through, it's being reflective, it's taking responsibility, it's being a person of your word, and that's what the learning outside of the classroom is.
Really having a great residential program is incredibly important. This new dorm is going to be a fantastic facility and one that's really shaped for the next century. It's going to be 90,000 square feet, 3 stories, will house 135 students, 12 faculty apartments, and 12 faculty apartments which really going to be appropriate for families to live with the students, which is fantastic.
We have goals for physical spaces. We have goals for added endowment for faculty and staff compensation. And we've got endowment goals for financial aid.
Having an appropriate level of financial aid allows us to make sure that we cut across the income spectrum and give the most deserving students an opportunity for St. Mark's education.
So if you're going to lead a life of consequence, it's absolutely essential that you have the habit of mind to want to understand how the world looks to somebody different from yourself. And so we build those skills, we build that habit of mind with our travel programs, with our study opportunities, with peer schools. In fact, we have got peer school relationships with schools on every habited continent in the planet. And we're only able to provide that kind of an education because of the generosity that allowed us to create the Global Citizenship Program.
So this morning's quote, 2 things everyone must discover in life. One is roots, the other is wings.
So I gave my chapel talk in the fall about being kind to one another, and that to me, being kind and kindness will change the world. And I've learned that at St. Mark's, and I can't thank them enough for that.
When I was at St. Mark's, there were 3 or 4 adults who believed in me, who brought out the best in me, who made me do more work and better work than I ever thought I could. And I know it's what I learned from them that allowed me to get into a highly competitive college, that allowed me to thrive there. One of the reasons I love being head of St. Mark's so much is because I know the difference it made for me, and I see that same kind of difference again and again and again happening with our kids.
I truly feel that the most important part of my upbringing was my life at St. Mark's School. It was my family.
All my closest friends are here. All the relationships I've built are here, and I think it's home to me.
For me, the 4 years at St. Mark's were where I really figured out my capacity. I found my voice. I not only figured out who I was at that time, but discovered everything I wanted to be. And that was transformative for me. So when I hear about somebody giving a gift, I know in that moment, they know what this experience is for them or for their children. And with that knowledge, they make a choice to give that experience to somebody else.